So I knew that's what I would get, but it would be nicer to see that at least the client made an effort to tip. Tip your drivers. They're going out for you guys. Tip them. And I know the apps are expensive, but that's not our fault. Anyways, after that, I get back to the location within 4 minutes, 5:35. I get a KFC order. Now, I was driving. There was a lot of snow removal. The KFC order was for $6, 3.9 kilometers. The kilometers to dollars is not bad, even 15 minutes. I almost feel bad for the hack job that I just did on my brake pads in order to get the snow and ice off of them. But if you don't do it, you're not really maintaining your car in the winter and it gets sluggish. And even though that's not part of the video itself, I thought it'd be good to be mentioned because I just got to work out in doing that. Now, in today's video, this is all about take clues and make part twos. So last week, I released a video based on a Sunday with DoorDash and Uber Eats with the 2 to 3 o'clock time slot and low payouts. Well, today, I'm gonna actually clue you in on this past recent Sunday. Because this recent Sunday, it was a lot more beneficial payout, and I think you'd be interested on the amounts and how I did. So at 4:50 p.m. this Sunday, and oh yeah, I know I mentioned that I don't really go out on Sundays. Vacation days do happen, and apparently I like to go out and do deliveries. Anyways, around 4:50 this Sunday, I ended up deciding to go out with DoorDash. There was a peak payout until 4:59 p.m. of $2 peak payout. Now, it's a dash along the way so that you can get to the destination and then they'll push for you for deliveries. I said, okay, I go towards my deliveries. So the first one that comes in, and I'm gonna say this much, guys, when it comes to delivery, do not take the first thing that comes along here. And I have notes here on the side because like right now I'm Thursday, so it's a few days ago. But 4:54 p.m., the first order that I end up getting, it was for $10.45 for Thai Express. Now, here are some key elements for this one. 7.7 kilometers, but 30 minutes to get this order done. Am I taking a hit? Not really. Even though the kilometers is better with the pay 10 to 7, the distance is just way too far. For $10 for 30 minutes of my time, not really worth it because then I also have to travel back. So I declined that. Then at 4:57 though, I got lucky and I'm very happy that I did that decline. So a McDonald's order did come in. Look at this, guys. McDonald's order, $11 for 3.1 kilometers, 13 minutes total. Absolutely, I will take that any day. I accepted that offer. I got to the McDonald's. No surprise because Sundays almost everything is closed here. They were jam-packed and busy, but I ended up getting that dropped off. We got a base pay of $4. I got the peak pay of $2 because it literally came in 2 minutes before the peak pay expired. And then look at this, a nice $5 tip from the customer. Now, for those that don't know, on DoorDash, the tip is included right away. It's not a modified tip. So when you see the total amount, sometimes it says tip may be higher or total may be higher. For me, it's only ever been higher by 25 or 50 cents, but overall, pretty good payout. It said delivered by 5:10. I ended up doing 5:18, and the reason why is because the McDonald's was pretty packed solid, and this was a rather large order, so turned out to be pretty cool. And the customer's name was Yannick, which is my son's name, so that's always a cute little bonus. I don't know, I'm just saying. Then what ended up happening is at 5:21, so I went back on the boulevard where I normally am, and I got another one for the same Thai Express. This one, 5:25, 3.2 kilometers, and it's an 18-minute drop-off. Okay, I accepted it because the time with the kilometers and the $5, it's not too bad. Now, it says delivered by 5:39. I completed it by 5:31, but as you can see here, there is no tip. Now, this was horrendous weather that evening. It was rain, it was snow, it was right before we were gonna get like an Arctic cold front of like minus 38 degrees here. So not tipping in horrible weather, not really beneficial. I remember the lady came outside to see me. She's around my age group. She was just hooded up there. And to see that there's no tip was not exactly the nicest thing to see, but then again, with DoorDash, you're accepting the offer knowing that that's the total amount, generally speaking. So I knew that's what I would get, but it would be nicer to see that at least the client made an effort to tip. Tip your drivers. They're going out for you guys. Tip them. And I know the apps are expensive, but that's not our fault. Anyways, after that, I get back to the location within 4 minutes, 5:35. I get a KFC order. Now, I was driving, there was a lot of snow removal. The KFC order was for $6, 3.9 kilometers. The kilometers to dollars is not bad, even 15 minutes. But the reason why I refused this order is it would take me to Longueuil. And I don't want to go all the way to Longueuil. Now, going over there itself, it might not be far from where I'm located, but it's the coming back part. So I took that into consideration, but I did accept this order not too far after, 5:39 p.m. It's for a Tassot Kero. This is a place that I have been to before. A nice little lady that works inside there. Doesn't speak a word of English, so it's oui madame, qu'est-ce que tu veux madame? But I get there, $9.75 order for 5.4 kilometers and 20 minutes. I delivered it by 6:08, so definitely 6:01 rather, definitely within the time frame. And then we are looking at the base. Again, another one, 4.75 base pay with a tip of $5. I love seeing stuff like that. It gives me hopes that tips for deliveries are still something that's out there. Now, the problem with this is that this lady's order put me out of zone. So where I'm located, I'm borderline between Longueuil and Brossard. So if you accept an order in Longueuil and then you take off to Brossard, it puts you out of zone. So it took me about 10 minutes to get back into the zone, and I'm back online, but I noticed DoorDash was not pushing me orders for roughly 18 minutes. And I said, you know what, that's too long. I ended my dash, and I'm happy I did because it said that it was quiet, and I don't understand that at 6:18 p.m., but I ended up switching over to Uber Eats. Now on Uber Eats, the first thing it gives me, it's at 6:23. It's a Pacini. I might be pronouncing that wrong, but I think it's Pacini. $4.26, 4 kilometers or 4.5 kilometers, 16 minutes. That's a refusal, even though the fact of the amount of money, and I could make it up probably in tips, with Uber Eats, you don't know your tips until after. So I dodged that bullet. But then at 6:24 p.m., I ended up getting a double stacked KFC order. $5.63, 3.2 kilometers, 22 minutes. I ended up completing that at 6:48. Now, the reason why I accepted this is there's two factors, 3.2 kilometers, but it's to clients' address, and man, this guy is drifting. Wow. I hope he doesn't get into a car accident with the snow. I know I'm not recording that right now, but that was super distracting. The wheelie alone on that. Maybe I'll record the wheelie that is in that parking lot. Anyways, sidetracked, going back onto it. So the KFC order, double stacked order. So for $5.63, 3.2 kilometers, I can get 2 potential tips on this. So I accepted that. Went to the KFC, the order was there. Both clients have made it very much pointed out that they've had issues before the KFC, but I guess at the end of this, you're gonna find out that they didn't have a problem with this order. After that was completed at 6:48, I got a 6:50 order for 3 amigos. Now, here's the thing. $4.73 for 6 kilometers, not something I would normally go to, but 3 Amigos is a more expensive restaurant. So I figured, okay, I'll accept the order and get to the restaurant and maybe we'll get a good quality tip. This one was supposed to be 20 minutes, guys. I get to the restaurant, there's about 3 other delivery drivers in front of me. They all get their orders. I don't hear my customer's name, but then the cook comes out and the cook says, who are you waiting for? So I tell him my customer's name and he says, that's impossible. I'm like, what do you mean? He says, I gave that order to another driver already. I'm like, well, it's not me and it's not my customer, so we need something to happen here. So I ended up texting her at 7:02. So her order is at 6:50, supposed to be 20 minutes, and now we're going over the amount of time between the distance to the restaurant, picking up the order, and to her house. And I was honest with her. I told her the restaurant gave your order to somebody else. The good thing is, too, she spoke English because I'm not very good at typing in French. But I ended up getting her order. In the mix of in between this, at like 6:56 p.m., the sushi shop sent me an order for $2 for 1.2 kilometers, plus 10 minutes. I'm gonna refuse it. I'm at a restaurant waiting for an order and things are going down south, and for $2, I don't care. I'm not accepting that for another location I have to go to. So, here's the problem though with her order. It took me 6:50 p.m. to accept the order, and it wasn't dropped off to 7:27 because, guys, she lived in a location where it's you deliver on one side of the apartment and not the other, and I had to drift around. It was a hassle and a half. The whole order was hassle and a half. Luckily, she tipped, and we'll get to that in a moment. But then I'm like, you know what? This has been a hassle with this last order. I'm going to go home. But at 7:34, I ended up accepting a Wendy's offer. So the Wendy's offer came in. It was $4.28 for 4.8 kilometers, 17 minutes. I said, okay, it's not too far distance from home. So got those orders done, got all those orders completed. I know that's a lot in a mouthful, so let's talk about how much that I made. So with DoorDash, I ended up ending off with $26 for 3 trips. So they're saying my active time, the amount of time I was actually accepting deliveries, is 49 minutes. Total amount of time that I was on the app was 1 hour and 29 minutes. So I've said it before, for me, driving to the restaurants from my initial start of my shift, that to me is not start time. So from that 4:50 to like, I don't know, 5 o'clock, I don't classify that because I'm driving to the restaurants. But in this case, since I did pick up 2 orders along the way, 1 declined, 1 approved, I'm gonna count it in the time. Uber Eats, I ended up making 4 trips and my total was $32.21. So that was 1 hour and 32 minutes. So the breakdown of Uber Eats was for my 2 KFC orders, those 2 double stacked orders for the $5, I ended up making $15.58. $9.19 tip, no complaining there. For 3 Amigos, even though her order was super late, she ended up tipping me $3, so it gave me $7.73. And then for the Harvey's order, Harvey's is such a quick not Harvey's, why did I write down Harvey's? Wendy's order, I ended up making $8.90. The gentleman was really nice, tipped me $4.62 for a simple Wendy's order. I mean, that's not bad at all. It was on my way home, it was in the time frame, the kilometers was originally 4.8, so basically I doubled it with the total outcome. My total earnings for 3 hours total was $58.28. 26 from DoorDash and the $32.21 from Uber Eats. So I gotta admit, for 3 hours, it's around roughly $19 if we divide it. That's not too much of a bad outcome. I could have made more. It all depends on different factors, but I did pretty good. So I gotta say, on the contrary, for almost rounding off to almost $20 per hour, Uber Eats and DoorDash in Canada is not the worst element. And if any of you guys did deliveries on Sunday, let me know how your deliveries went. It's just a drive-through, very quick video. I'm sorry guys, it's not a drive-along video with me because the road conditions were so poor, I was not able to record that much. But yeah, this was not a bad outcome for a Sunday. So until I release the next video, I will see you in the next one, and I hope everybody has some great deliveries. If you don't deliver, I hope you have a great week ahead.